For the past couple of years, I have dedicated most of my time and all of my business efforts on educating fellow freelancers, people who want to become self employed, on how to break free from their 9 to 5 job and become a self employed freelancer. I've had over 250 students enroll in my course, and I have helped them. And I've worked so closely with them that I've picked up on so many patterns and repeating themes that are holding freelancers back. I know it's easy to dismiss mindset as airy fairy or not tangible or just fluff, but mindset has a lot to do with what we focus on, and focus is the biggest issue I see. Focus is the biggest difference between somebody who is successful in their freelance journey, who is making a full-time income and getting consistent work. It is focus. You're most likely on this channel and watching this video because you have an entrepreneurial goal, but I want to lay out for you the pitfalls or the traps that are most likely to derail your efforts. The first one is having unrealistic goals instead of accepting and embracing reality. You see, I talk to a lot of freelancers who have really lofty income goals about, becoming extremely wealthy or successful, but a lot of the freelancers who have voiced those goals to me have disappeared and given up. Daydreaming about becoming wealthy and being overly attached to that material wealth goal actually stops people from doing those practical day-to-day actions, the non-sexy, the boring, the repetitive, put your head down work actions that actually lead to the end result they want. The next pitfall is pursuing every new trend that comes their way. There's a lot of people that will never make it online. They will never be successful because every time a YouTuber or some business guru comes out with the next big opportunity, they are onto that and they're chasing their tail, whether it's drop shipping, whether it's what I teach, freelance copywriting, whether it's real estate. They haven't made their mind up on what path they want to follow. Therefore, their attention is really easily pulled by the next big thing. Scattered focus will derail your success. It takes a lot of prolonged focus on one tangible goal and seeing it through to completion. Self-confidence comes from setting a goal, meeting the goal, and following through with it. That's how you build self-esteem and self-confidence. It's not by looking in the mirror and saying affirmations as much as, these people online would have you think, like, just love yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're perfect, rich, beautiful, and it'll come true. No, you are smarter than that. Your brain has to build up proof of things you've done in the past in order to gain the confidence to try new things. Many people who have a dream or a goal are never going to take the time and the effort to actually develop depth. You need to go deep into the skill you are wanting to learn. You need to develop a depth and become as much of an expert as you can be in one thing before you start flying off in all these other different directions. It's like compound interest. If you put a lot into one thing, it grows over time. Whereas if you're scattering your attention, everything just gets done at 10 or 20%. The other big thing is focusing on huge world problems that are out of their control. So these are the people that let global issues and what's happening in the larger economy stop them from pursuing their dreams. So I have now freelanced and been self-employed from 2019 up until now, 2024. So I have weathered COVID. I have weathered massive layoffs in tech and that big bank breaking down. I've lost many clients due to that. When AI came, there was a lot of fear. We're in a failing economy under the Biden-Harris administration. None of that has stopped me from pushing every single day and relying on freelancing as my full-time income. However, there's been many freelancers who have dropped off the face of the earth. I see them, airing their stuff out on Facebook groups and on LinkedIn all the time. Like, where are all the clients? Why can't I get clients? No matter what's going on in our economy, whether the election, whether it's new advances in technology, there's always going to be some global issue that's completely out of your control. And it's up to you on whether you're going to focus on that big thing or the little task in front of you. That determines how successful you'll be. I focus on what I can control, which is my work ethic, which is showing up, which is being a healthy person mentally, physically, and spiritually. And because I'm fostered and because I'm growing in that way, I don't don't let big global events that are out of my control stop me and deter me and make me lose progress. This unfortunately has become so common with social justice warriors online who love to complain about the system and capitalism and other social justice causes that are completely out of their control instead of just focusing on their immediate sphere around them. And as great as it seems when people care about these big goals, what you'll notice about the majority of them is that they actually don't do anything toward solving that big goal. Because if they did, you probably wouldn't see them being so bitter and nasty and angry and complaining about things online and canceling people. The people who actually are trying to solve really big issues at a massive scale, they are putting their head down and doing the work, not letting, the system or the matrix bog them down. Of course, it's good to care about social causes, but if it's leading you to this paralysis and not doing anything, then your care is just an excuse for you to be lazy. Perfectionism. So I heard this quote, maybe it was Alex Hormozy who said it, but basically he said, the only person who has a perfect business is the person who hasn't started yet. So it's really easy for other people to go online and complain about a service or a business or whatever. Meanwhile, they supposedly know everything about how that other person should be running their business, yet they don't have a business. It's always easier to be an armchair expert or like a Monday morning quarterback or whatever that sports term is, right? It's easy for you to say because you're not in the trenches doing it. So be someone who gets out there and takes messy action and takes your bumps and bruises and actually improves incrementally step by step instead of thinking that you're going to have the perfect website, the perfect client experiences. No one's ever going to be mad at you. You have to take messy action and get out of your perfectionism. Being completely absorbed by entertainment and escapism. Now, I think a certain level of escapism is good, especially if you're a type A personality. However, I think the majority of people need less escapism. I'm someone who has to actually try to unplug forcefully, and that's when I will kind of like lose myself in trashy reality TV, politics, other forms of entertainment. But for the average person, they are just completely wasting their lives away scrolling on Instagram and getting lost in reels and TikToks. And the biggest motivator for me to not be that person is that I want to be a creator instead of a consumer. There's something very sad to me when I'm watching other people live their life online and they're creating content or they're, doing arts and crafts, and I'm sitting there witnessing them live their life instead of me actually producing, which is what's going to make me ultimately happy and fulfilled. Be a creator and not a consumer, and stop escaping your life through vacations and all of these and consumerism and all of these shallow things that are just band-aids. They're making you feel good in the minute, in the moment. They're giving you a dopamine hit. They're helping you to feel better about your life, but generally you don't have peace because you know you're not working towards your goal and you're getting distracted. Stop preventing yourself from engaging in real life issues that need your attention. Fix the problems in your life and get uncomfortable instead of escaping through hours of mindless television and social media scrolling. And finally, stop focusing on abstract ideas and theories instead of practical action. There are some people who they love to theorize and go back and forth and discuss ideas instead of taking action. These are the people that love philosophical debates. They have so many opinions on how things should be, yet they don't take any action towards changing the thing they're talking about. They don't take the steps. They avoid what's in front of them. Every day we wake up and we have a set of steps we can take in order to reach our goal. And you're either taking those steps or you're not. The numbers don't lie. If you don't have pitches, if you have not sent your pitches for the day, if you have not built your freelance website, if you've not chosen your niche, if you have not reached out to be featured on that podcast, the numbers don't lie. You're either taking action or you're thinking about it, you're debating it, you're over it, and nothing's getting done. And what I've learned after being self-employed for over 5 years now is that nothing gets better until you take the first step. So for example, on YouTube, I couldn't work on, improving my hooks or hiring an editor or creating better thumbnails unless I put out a few really crappy videos and a few really bad thumbnails. But so many people now want to skip being a newbie. They want to skip looking and feeling stupid, but there's no avoiding that. Put yourself out there, look stupid, and then you can improve over time. But don't think that you're going to run before you walk.